If you want to scrape and store hundreds of leads in seconds like this for your own business, stick around because I'm going to show you a Google Maps scraper, which I use for my own agency, and it allows me to scrape all these quality leads based on who I'm trying to target for a marketing campaign or an email campaign, stuff like that. And you can find their websites as well, their name, their address, everything like that, and store it into a Google Sheet or your CRM straight away. So I'll show you step by step how to make it right now. Let's go. Okay, so here we are in make.com. This is where I'm going to be making the automation. So first you want to start with a set variable. So this is where you're going to enter what you are trying to scrape. So in this case, social media marketing agency in Sydney, and you really need to make sure you do these, the plus symbols instead of spaces, because that's what Google Maps sort of intakes. It doesn't take separate wording. So you need to make sure every time you do a different word in your search, you have a plus symbol there. And obviously your search can be anything. So if you want, you can be even more specific than a city. You can say a suburb. You can say, be as broad as you want. You know what I mean? Whatever you want. You just want to make a set variable there. You can also input that into like a form or like a website, and then it comes as a webhook. But in this case, I'm just going to set it through make.com. Then the next step is HTTP request. So this is where you're going to trigger the Google Maps API, which I'll show you quickly in a sec. All you want to do to get this is you want to come to your Google console. I'm not sure if you've done this before. If you have, then you probably won't need help. You want to come here, create a new project, and then you want to download the Place API, the new one. You want to download or get it or whatever, it's free, and then you want to just get it and then click generate API key, and then you'll get an API key, and then you can come back here, and then I'll show you, you put it under this name part here. I'm not going to show you what my value is, but your key just goes in that column there, and you want to do key name and then query and then the profile, so the actual lead you're trying to get, and then that's going to be your URL. And you want to have a get. You're not going to have any body, so because it's a get, you don't have any body in it. So that's all you have to do. Save that, and then you are going to get a bunch of HTML, and then you want to iterate this. So you just want to get the data results and make it an array, so you can actually sort of get the separate variables, because you're going to need that to put into the sheet. And then now this is where you search your rows. So this is where I get the business name from the iterator, and if it's equal to any business name that's already in my CRM. So you don't want, this is to avoid having any duplicates. So if one of the names is the same from my scraping as of just my previous lead, then I come over here and I route it, and if it's a duplicate, I have this filter here, business name equal to name, and then it just takes them here, and then the set variable is just ends the whole thing. So duplicate, it doesn't end the whole thing, but it ends it for that lead, and then the rest of them continue up here. And if it's not a duplicate, this is the filter, business name not equal to name. So yeah, that's just to make sure that I don't have a bunch of the same leads in my CRM. Because if you're doing like I do, and I scrape mainly marketing leads, I use different terms, but a lot of the time they are the same leads. So I'll try and separate it by saying social media or SEO, but sometimes you are going to get duplicates. So yeah. Now you want to do an add row. This is where you put their name, their location, and that's everything that you have so far. You're going to have to do another HTTP request, which comes over here. Now this is to get the website. So again, place ID here. And that's what you got from the iterator from before. You want to do another get, and you want to have this URL. So you're still going to need the place API for this, and then you want to have this exact field. So just copy exactly what I've done here, and then the key is your API key again. I'm not going to show you that obviously, but yeah, it's going to be in the value, and then that's it. You don't need any JSON or body text. Now you want to come to update row. Here, what I did here is I got the website from this and I put it into the sheet. So that means I can access that website manually, because I like doing that afterwards and looking at all the leads to make sure they're actually a good fit. Obviously, if you're doing a lot of output, you're not going to be going through every single lead. But yeah, I just like having access to a website in my own CRM. And now finally, this is the last HTTP request, and this is to scrape the website to find their email. So we don't actually have their email yet. So what you want to do here is you want to get the URL, and you want to just make the URL the result, the website. So just the http.www. whatever the lead is. You want to do get again, and you want to do this header here. So user agent, and then this exact text here, and then accept, and then you want to have this text here as well. So this is going to search through all of the HTML and find the email. You also want to make sure you have this on pass. That's very important, and you want 30-second timeout. And then everything below here, I believe you don't need to worry about. Now, this is where I'll go through top low first. So this is a text pass. This is very important. You're going to have to, unfortunately, copy exactly this very, very long expression. I'll go through it, but yeah, you need to have this exactly the exact word for word. Feel free to pause and copy it in. It's quite long, I know. I might try and get it and put it into the description of this video so you can just copy paste it in. But yeah, you're going to need that. And that's going to make sure that only the website, only the email is found when it's actually passed. So that's like the most important part of this entire thing. And you want to ensure you have global match on, and you want to copy all these as well. And you want to obviously have the data from this as the text, so the HTML. And then you're going to then receive an email, and you just want to put it, the variable will be fullback match, and you just want to put it straight into the email fucking column in your CRM. And then this is really important, because I was doing some testing, and a lot of time it would bug out. So every like 10 or so leads, sometimes the leads don't actually have their email in the website, so the sort of whole system just stops working. So this is where you're going to get a resume flow control, and this is basically just going to make it so whenever there's an error, it doesn't just stop your whole entire scenario, it actually just keeps going. So you want to have this, and then you don't need any sort of input here. You just need this resume module, and then you're done. That's basically everything. And what you're going to get from that is you're going to get something like this. So what happens here is I have all the leads here. They all generate. It comes out about 20 at a time. So you can just keep on doing new terms, and you can generate probably 1,000 leads in about maybe like 5 minutes. And not every single lead here has an email, because some of them, as I said before, their websites don't involve an email, but I still like to have them, because then I can come back by myself and go on search up their website myself, and then see if I can scrape the email myself and see if it's actually a good lead. So I don't like some people like removing the lead altogether if there's no email found, but I like to still keep them in the CRM. But as you can see, there's probably more than half of them have an email, they have their address, and have their website here as well. So this is a really powerful way to just scrape a bunch of leads very, very quickly. And this system doesn't actually take long to set up at all. If you follow exactly what I've done here, you'll be fine. So yeah. All right, so I hope that was clear enough for you to understand, and you can make this for yourself. If you do just want me to make this for you, or your agency or whatever, email me. My email's in the description. I'll be able to make this for you, and yeah, you can be able to use this for yourself. I can also send you the template of this. I have it as well. So if you just want me to send you this make.com template, you're not bothered to make it yourself, you can also email me and I'll send it over. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, because I'm pretty sure I covered everything, but there might be some things that I forgot to cover. If I do remember anything that I left out, I will put it in the description. So look at the description and make sure there's no other like little things. I might put that text pass little code in the description because it's quite long, so you can just copy paste it straight into your system. But yeah, make sure you subscribe. We're going to be doing more tutorials and more sort of walkthroughs of systems in the future, and it's going to be really exciting. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy it.